Did you know that your pick selection can make a massive difference in your guitar sound, particularly your acoustic guitar sound? So today we're going to go through 3 different picks. I'm going to demo 3 different acoustic guitar parts, and we're going to determine which one's the best, which one works for each style, and how your pick can have a massive effect on the tone of your acoustic guitar and what you're trying to accomplish in the track. First, I'll break down the 3 picks I'm going to be using today. First off, it's going to be this crazy thin Jim Dunlop. It doesn't even really have, I'll show it right there on the camera for you. It doesn't really have a measurement. It's got to be very thin. It's got to be less than, oh, this says right here 0.46 millimeters right there is what this pick is. So very thin. Then we're going to a more medium sized pick here. We've got a Dunlop USA 60 millimeter right there for another one of the demos. Then I try to pick a really beefy pick. This is a Dunlop 1.2 millimeters right there. All going to be used on my acoustic guitar. I'm going to be playing the same part. So I'm playing a chord strummy part and then playing a little single note part, so you can really hear the nuances of the different parts and how the pick affects the tone as a whole. So I'm gonna head into my DAW. I'm gonna play you 3 different demos, and then you're gonna leave a comment and guess which pick is which sound, and then we will finally break down what we've got going on. All I did for processing for the acoustic guitars is I just ran them through my mic. I ran them through the Slate ML1, which is just like a thin condenser microphone, into my Focusrite, no effects there. And all I did is normalize the volumes of all the tracks. So all the volumes for each of the acoustic guitars were the same. So the volume wasn't affecting the pick or the tone or your judgment or anything like that. So let's get to the 3 demos of the tracks and guess which ones are which. Okay, so I have each of these labeled here. Let's hear pick 1. So that's pick 1. Let's listen to pick 2 now. And then finally pick 3. Real quick, I want you to leave a comment down below. Which pick corresponded with which track I just played you in my DAW? Can you get it right? No cheating, okay? Make your guess now, and I'm going to reveal which one was which. Okay, I'm back in the DAW. I'm going to reveal which pick was which. Pick 1 was actually our heaviest pick right here. So that was the Dunlop 1.2 millimeter. So this was our thickest selection. Then pick 2 was our most medium selection here. So that was this Dunlop 0.6 millimeters. So I'm going to put that right there up on the screen. And then pick 3 was our thinnest one. That was the 0.46 Dunlop millimeter there. So now that we know each sizes, let's listen to the tracks again and determine what kind of sound works, what kind of sound each pick created. I tried to play them exactly the same. They were the exact same guitar. And, I played the exact same part. So it was a pretty good comparison. The volume's pretty equal. Here was pick 1, the 1.2 millimeter, the beefy pick. This is a really warm sounding one. I think it actually sounded a lot better than I anticipated. And I think it's my second favorite overall. I'll tell you which guys is my favorite. But it doesn't sound too bad. It has a good attack. It's not too honky or too beefy in the low end. We still got a lot of nice stringiness. And then with the single notes, because it's a little beefier pick, the single notes sounded really good. They sounded really clear and they came through quite well. This was the second pick, the 0.6 millimeter. Let's go to the single note part. The single note part sounds good. For some reason, this pick is just very honky with the acoustic guitar sound. It was like neither here nor there. I'll play for you again. Listen to the mid range. It sounds like it's kind of being pushed out in a weird way. Overall, it wouldn't sound bad with a little bit of EQ going on, but I don't like what's going on in the mid range there. I don't feel like it would fit well in the track. Maybe if you played a single note part, it would work out just fine, maybe. But let's go to the 0.46 Jim Dunlop and let's see what kind of sound that creates here. So I love that sound on the chords. It's so clear and crisp. It has an amazing attack. I feel like this pick would work really well for any sort of textured part of an acoustic guitar, maybe where it's not the main instrument, where it's living on the sides of the mix. I use this pick all the time for my match the sounds and for my recordings because I just love the attack of it. Let's go to the single notes. The single notes sound okay. They're not as clear and crisp as the heavier picks, which really do a better job of kind of accenting the note. So you got to pick your battles. I think for a strummed part, that's more of a texture. I would love using the thinnest pick as possible. I'll play it again real quick here. I just really love how it hits the strings. And then for maybe single note parts, the thick Duralin pick here, I think sounds really good. Pick 2 is kind of a middle ground between the two. I didn't like how it sounded with the chords. But potentially if you EQ'd out some low mid information there, it might sound pretty decent, might sound pretty good. So overall, the pick selection does matter. We do get a variation of sound. Will it make or break your recordings or mixes? I don't believe so. It depends on the role of the acoustic guitar. It still needs to be played well. It needs to be mic'd up with the right mic. The ML1 is a great mic. I use it on acoustic guitars all the time. And it still needs to be the correct part. However, you really can color and accent your acoustic guitar part to a large degree, as we just heard there, based on your pick selection. And sometimes when your acoustic guitar part is not working well in the mix, it's not really getting the job done. Sometimes it is pick and mic selection that can kind of make or break the part working. Sometimes it's even the guitar itself. But I've really done a lot of the last few years messing around with different picks in my acoustic guitar parts. And I found my recordings have gotten a lot better when I started using thinner picks. I don't know if people have had experience with this, but I used to use thicker picks like this Dunlop that we used earlier. But I've gone to thinner and thinner picks. I've just found that it works better in the mix. It cuts through better because we don't have all this low mid information. It really just strikes the strings. But the Duralin 1.2 actually surprised me. It sounded kind of woody and warm and could definitely work on a recording as well. So leave a comment down below. Which was your favorite sounding pick that I used in this video, and what do you think would work the best in an acoustic guitar recording? I would really like to hear your thoughts. If you'd like to support this channel, I have a Patreon where I have tons of information on recording and mixing in your home studio. So you should check out the Patreon there if you want to support the channel and get some additional mixing help in a home studio environment. I also have a free guide called the Home Studio Toolbox, which you can get for free in the description down below. It contains a bunch of free tools for helping you create amazing sounding recordings like plugins and instruments in your DAW to help you on your journey. Thank you so much for watching. And anyways, I will see you guys next time.